It's April 6th, 2012. Robert Barrett and myself are here investigating these tractor tracks from a vehicle which was at Ormond Beach yesterday, and we're trying to see if any of the tracks are close to snowy plover nest sites, but this is certainly snowy plover habitat in this area, and the use of mechanical vehicles in this area is highly problematic. So we're trying to deal with this issue. The alteration of the height of the sand berm by a tractor that drove through this area a number of times is really evident in this location because there are places where the tracks go down probably 12 inches, 14 inches below the height of the sand berm, and so these tracks have the effect of creating a ditch which could lead to water flowing through the tracks and into the ocean and facilitating the draining of the Ormond Lagoon, which we don't want to have happen. Well, we have located an area where tire tracks from the vehicle that was down here yesterday come within about 4 or 5 feet from the lagoon, and it can be a problem because these low tracks in this area pack down the sand several inches, and this is the kind of thing that could lead to the breaching of the berm, and I'm sure the operator was unaware of this, but it shows a need for communication about having vehicles in this area, which is very sensitive and could be influenced by the use of a single vehicle. Now we're in the area where the high surf is washing over the berm at high tide, and you can see no tracks, which is an indication that this activity is occurring. So that means that every time there's a high tide, it's putting water into the Ormond Lagoon, which means that the lagoon is very close to the height where it will breach and empty out into the ocean. And that shouldn't be happening this time of year. It's all due to the alteration of this area by the Watershed Protection District and the act of lowering the height of the lagoon mechanically. It completely upsets the natural system as it has evolved to work since the last ice age. Altering this environment in the course of just a couple of hours is so traumatic that it affects everything that lives in this lagoon. We're trying to estimate the number of trips the tractor took back and forth through this area, which is very difficult because it looks like having created a trail, it was used over and over. Starting with this first track, I can see there's 3 different tracks here. There's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7, there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, obviously there are at least 10, maybe a dozen or more trips through this area by a tractor. We only counted 25 to 30 bags, and it's evident that had the beach cleanup lasted another day, they could have easily gotten enough volunteers with one person carrying one bag to carry the stuff out by hand, and that would have avoided all the issues associated with these tracks that were generated by the tractor that was in this area.
Well, Al, you've certainly enlightened us about the importance of beach cleanup, volunteering for beach cleanup, and carrying through with the job. And I'm very pleased that you brought me out here to help document the damage done by the use of heavy equipment here on the beach at Ormond Beach, right next to the Ormond Beach wetlands. I would like to thank you, my viewers would like to thank you, and we'd like to invite you back on the Surf and River Report at any time for an update.
Thank you very much, Robert.
You're very welcome, Al. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we go?
Well, we all need to work together to keep this area clean and to keep the ecology of the area sound. We can't be driving mechanized equipment through sand dunes. They're so delicate, it takes a long time for sand verbena and the other plants that are native to this area to establish themselves. And if we end up driving over those dunes, we're going to defeat the very purpose we're down here for, which is to try to regenerate the native species and the animals and keep this place beautiful for all of us.
It's that the old adage, there are good laws and bad laws. In this case, there are good agencies and there are agencies who really don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
And this was a classic example of miscommunication between city agencies, county agencies, the watershed district, people such as yourself, experts in the Wetlands Restoration Project. What would you have to say to any of those administrators right now, Al Sanders?
I think they need to get as much information as they can before doing anything down here. And in the past, because these agencies have the power to do so, they've come down here without any permits whatsoever. They've acted as if they are above the law, and they've created great harm. In fact, my opinion is that the Ventura County Flood Control District, which was the prior name of what's now called the Watershed Protection District, has done more harm to the Ormond wetlands than some other characters that are somewhat infamous for polluting the area and engaging in other actions. And it's doubly problematical when agencies that are supposed to be responsible end up being the culprits and taking actions that really shouldn't happen. And
who's going to give a ticket to the police?
Well, you're exactly right. And these agencies will not issue violation notices to each other, and nor will they listen to each other at times. And so they certainly won't listen to folks like you and I.
Mind-boggling, Al Sanders.
It's just the way it is.
I want to thank you again for all your how many years of wetlands protection have you been working on the Ormond Beach Observer projects?
It's like 22 years with Ormond Beach Observers.
Thank you for your service to the environment and to the environmental community, Al.
Well, I appreciate what Surf and River Reports are doing to help get the word out.
Thank you. And thank you at home for viewing. My name is Robert Barrett with Alan Sanders, the Executive Director, founder of Ormond Beach Observers. Thank you for watching.
Ormond Beach Observers has had the mission of protecting sensitive habitat area and endangered species for over 22 years. During that time, we've had many victories. We've had a few setbacks as well. We really need your help. If you're interested in helping us, you can send your donations, care of Ormond Beach Observers, to Post Office Box 1210, Port Hueneme, California, 93044. Thank you very much.